Hey guys, Brume is gonna release very soon. Should we pull for her? Let's talk about it.
What will my fire look like? Oh, a dragon? Non, far too dramatique.
That's so cool! Thank you, Dragon Master.
I suppose a dragon isn't so bad after all.
If you just want a TLDR, then no, you should absolutely not pull for Brume. She will be devaluing your account. That's the end of the TLDR. Now let's talk about things a little bit further and in a little bit of more detail. There is a very niche scenario that can occur to you in which you should actually pull for Brume. So let's talk about that one first. This scenario might occur to you that you are a pretty brand new player, which means you joined the game after the 2nd anniversary. And that means you don't have Lucy and you also don't have Ulrich. So you joined in version 3.0 maybe, right after the 2nd anniversary. And now people might have told you, hey, pull for Sharon, that's an absolute powerhouse character and very strong, don't miss out on him. Okay, that's a very likely scenario to occur. So now you don't have a main DPS or anything, but you sit there with Sharon. Of course, next version, you will focus and pull for Corvus as you want to create a Dynamo archetype team around Sharon. And Corvus is a main DPS, which you need as a new player, right? So you might sit on Sharon and Corvus right now. That is of course a scenario in which you should absolutely pull for Brume to make this Dynamo archetype team around Sharon complete. You just need to fill in any sustain of your liking. Via would be the best in choice here. Alright, so let me repeat that. You are brand new. You don't have Lucy and you don't have Ulrich. But you pulled for Sharon. You did go for Corvus as well. Or at least for Sharon, right? Then yes, absolutely pull for Brume. Now, there is this even more niche scenario of you having Sharon, but you don't have Corvus. Maybe people told you she's not good enough, maybe you don't like her, you skipped her, right? So now you're sitting on Sharon and you still need some Dynamo archetype support here in order to make the team complete at some point, you know what I mean? And if that scenario occurs to you, you also need to pull for Anionala and you need Fatutu as well, because otherwise this team does not come together and the double synergy between Dynamo and follow up here will not exist, right? And yeah, you being a new player and you have Fatutu and you have the resources to have pulled for Sharon, you got Brume, you need Anionala, right? That is super duper unlikely. And even you just having Sharon but not Lucy and Ulrich is already also very unlikely, because the time frame between the 2nd anniversary and you having access to Ulrich and Lucy all the way up to the Sharon release is a very small time window. So you would have need to join the game in this exact tiny time frame, and it's super duper unlikely, right? So these scenarios here are very niche, you know what I mean? If you're a veteran, you have Lucy and Ulrich, there's no question about that. And yeah, if you're a new player, then you would have needed to join the game in a tiny time frame. Unlikely, but if that's the case, I just explained to you what to do, and yeah, if that occurs to you, then pull for Brume. Now let's dive into all of the reasons why Brume is devaluing and hurting your account. The main reason why you should not pull for Brume is this one right here. If you look at the list of teams that you want to play a Dynamo archetype team with Lucy and Ulrich. You want to play a follow-up team, maybe with Chen Higuang and Liang in the future, or right now with Carla Anyo, right? And you cannot do that. It gets even worse because for the reasons that I already explained, right? You rip off Sharon. You need Sharon and you need Anionala as well if you want to play Brume in the first place. Look, why would you pull for a character like Brume if it not even devalues, right? It completely destroys powerhouse characters that you already are invested in, like Lucy and Ulrich, for example. These two absolute powerhouse characters would be going to complete waste and now gathering dust on your account. And that's just because you want to pull for Brume, and it goes way further, right? You will never ever again play a Dynamo archetype team, ever, because you need Sharon to do that. But Sharon is now the partner in crime for Brume. And the same scenario occurs here for follow-up attack teams. You need to play Fatutu in this team with Brume as well, because Anionala is here. You need to bind Anionala to Brume in order to make this work. And then you have a double synergy here going with Dynamo, covered by Brume and Sharon, and the follow-up synergy covered by Anionala and Fatutu. That means you, first of all, highly devalue Flutterpage if you don't make her completely useless as well. Every time you play Flutterpage in any team, you want to do this together with Fatutu. You know what I mean? Without Fatutu, Flutterpage becomes useless. That adds onto the list now of characters that will be gathering dust for you just because of Brume. And you, as I said, destroy your versatility moving forward. Every single Dynamo character that is gonna release, you're not gonna pull for that character at all, because you already have Sharon stuck with Brume. If you would pull for a future Dynamo character, you would need to put Sharon with this new Dynamo character together. You are not gonna do that, because then you have Anionala and Brume gathering dust, right? Exact same scenario. You should never pull for a character that devalues or makes multiple other characters on your account gathering dust. It devalues your account as you spend your valuable bunnies, aka Unilocks, just for multiple characters from your account to be completely benched and become useless. That is never ever a trade-off that is worth it, especially not if you look at what characters you devalue here. It is Lucy, Ulrich and Flutterpage that we are talking about. You got to be completely out of your mind, brain rot insane, if you would ever consider this trade-off worth it for whatever reason. Don't fall for this dogshit tier list that people are putting around. They are testing the characters based around how much damage they do in 10 rounds. No content in this game at all goes for 10 rounds. The complete Reveries in the Rain, there is not a single fight that goes to 10 rounds. Most of these fights, 95% of the battles in the Reveries in the Rain end before turn 10, or they go even much longer, and then other characters are better than Brume in every single scenario, right? It is complete nonsense. Don't fall for this dog shit, I'm telling you, right? And then what are you going to do in the future? You don't want to pull for Cheng, you don't want to pull for Liang, you don't want to play the follow-up attack team with Kalabauna to not devalue your Flutterpage, and you take all of this trade, right? All of these characters here that become useless already, or you will not pull for these characters in the future, and you do all of this just because you want to pull for this one character that is Brume, where people spread a lot of misinformation about her. I mean, good luck to you. We have, of course, more in store here that we have to consider. Look, if you pull for Brume now, maybe you even play Afterglow, you know? You also, if you pull for Brume, you need Anionala. I need this to explain, I just talked about this. Then, next version, you have to pull for Marsha. Very likely, because the likelihood of you playing Afterglow is extremely high and through the roof. So, you have to pull for Marsha. Maybe you don't have Anali yet. That means you need 100% to grab her from the Euphoria banner next version as well. Those are two pulls. At least one pull is 100% guaranteed for you. Pretty much, right? Because you play Afterglow. most likely. And then comes version 3.4, which is an absolute juggernaut, and you have to save everything up for that version. That's why I told you, skip Afterglow. That's why I tell you to skip Brume. That's why I tell you to skip everything until version 3.4, because this is where the meta shifts. And here we have an absolute must-pull character for everyone and their mom with Paper Heron. You want her at least P2. You need to grab 2 fairy from that Euphoria banner. You have to play her together with Paper Heron. You want her at least P1. Again, the likelihood of you playing Afterglow is extremely high. Then, if you don't have 6, you have to grab him from the Euphoria banner there as well, because in version 3.4, you have to play, or you should really consider playing a follow-up attack team. And for that, you need to free up Flutter Page from Afterglow. And the only viable option to do this is 6. That's another pull. You want, if you don't have Willow, to grab her from this Euphoria banner as well to be future-proof, as they tripled her damage with her Euphoria update. And yeah, if another poison character, like for example Tuesday maybe, gets a Euphoria update, you do not want to sit there and not have Willow at your disposal, because if that happens, poison is going to be so hardcore back, and you don't want to miss out on that. You see that there are 6 characters here that you will have to pull. 2 of these characters are 100% guaranteed for you to be pulls. And you want portraits on Heron and 2 Fairy. Don't forget about that. As well, we don't know this yet. We will find out on February 12th. If you maybe also need Chen Higuang or Liang Yue. This will be decided if they are better than Kalabauna and Anyonala. We will see about that. Those are again 2 absolute must pulls, potentially, that you will have to do as well in version 3.4. 6 characters here, 2 here, that's 8 characters. You want portraits on these characters. We don't know about Cheng's portraits yet. Maybe you want him P1, P2, who knows, right? Paper Heron, P2. 2 Fairy, P1. Marsha must pull. Maybe 6, maybe Willow, maybe Anali. You see how many pulls you will have to spend your bunnies on moving into the future. And if you now go and waste all of your pulls or a lot of pulls on 2 characters like Brume or yeah, maybe even Anyonala, we will know at the 12th, right? It is not gonna be worth your bunnies pulling for Brume. I don't know where you think your pulls are coming from, how big your wallet is, but let me tell you, it is not gonna be worth it, no matter how you look at it. And that's about me for today, guys. That was my why you should not pull for Brume video. I hope this was fun and informative. If you like Reverse 1999 content in general, please consider leaving a follow on my channel. I would really appreciate it. But until next time, take care of yourselves, have a great day, and we love this game.